Linda Barch from the Bruce Company, taking your calls at 270-9933. Boy, that's a pretty flower. That's a grandma flower.
That's a grandma flower. That's interesting. That's a cyclamen. I think that's beautiful.
I used to give that to my grandmother.
Well, that's very nice because that is a plant that will last for a long, long time as long as your house is not too hot.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it is a good blooming plant, and the foliage is pretty besides. I do want to mention, by the way, you said you needed birdseed.
Mm-hmm.
Now is the time. It's on sale for 10% off. I just brought this one little item, but of course we have bags of birdseed and all different kinds of good stuff for the birds.
To get them fed.
It's snowing.
It's snowing.
The ground is covered, yeah.
It's going to melt. Let's go to the phones. We'll start with Kim in Edgerton. Hi, Kim.
Hello.
Hi, what's your question?
Yeah, I have a red poinsettia plant from last Christmas, and it's still alive, but it's green. And I was wondering if it was going to bloom flowers or turn red again.
It won't do that just on its own. There's a whole process involved. That plant has to be exposed to 14 hours of darkness, and it's a little bit hard to do in our homes because the lights, then it gets dark, and then we turn our lights on, and that will interrupt the cycle. So unless you have a room that you can isolate and keep it dark during that time period, otherwise, perhaps you just keep it as a houseplant and buy a new one.
And the red leaves are not the flower.
Actually, that's correct. The flowers are the little, and those are colored panicles that develop.
Okay, so maybe a storage room in the basement or something.
As long as you don't turn on your lights.
For one night, or?
No, you have to do that for about 6 to 8 weeks. So that's why it's hard.
All right, let's go to Pam. Oops, I got to do this. Let's go to Pam in Madison. Hi, Pam.
Hi.
Hi, which question?
Kind of a bad day to ask. I received a Frosty Jeanette garden mum, and I was wondering if I can still plant it outside.
You can, yeah. Maybe not today. It's a little cool out there. But I would suggest that you try to do that fairly soon because our nighttime temperatures are dropping. But I was planting things on the weekend, and it was just fine. But, you know, we're going to get some cool nights.
But the ground's not frozen yet. You can still work.
No, it's not.
All right. Wayne in Beloit. Hi, Wayne.
Yeah, I am. There you are.
Hi, Wayne. You there?
Yes.
What's your question?
I got some mums plant that's in the pot, and I want to know, could I bring them in for the winter?
They will not survive inside over the winter if they are hardy mums, because there's different kinds. There's one that will survive our winter. There's other ones that are just meant to be annuals, and then, of course, there's the floral mums. So if it's a hardy mum, get it in the ground. And
there should be a label on it if it's a hardy mum?
Yes, typically. Well, maybe not.
How do you tell the difference?
You can't. The foliage looks exactly the same. That's why when you're purchasing them, you make sure how they're labeled. If it's a floral mum, they typically have stakes and some string around them.
All right, let's go to Kathy now in Middleton. Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Linda. I have a question. A friend planted, I'm going to spell this because I'm reading it off the stick, a Rosa, spelled B-O-N-I-C-A, bush. Oh. What do I need to do to prepare that now for winter?
Okay, that's the roses in the ground, Kathy?
Yes, outside in the ground.
Okay, good. I would suggest that you make sure that you, I know who you are, Kathy. I recognize your voice. Make sure that you mulch it with like a wood mulch, and that will help to keep the soil a little bit warmer. And then when it does get frozen, it will stay frozen. But Bonicas are not ones that you have to worry about in terms of, it's not a hybrid tea, it's a shrub rose.
Okay, let's go to Jean now in Barnefeld. Hi, Jean.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your question?
I had a question on some bulbs. I planted some yesterday, and I had professional weed barrier put down last year, so I want to know what to do with the weed barrier so the bulbs will come through.
Okay, the weed barrier is going to have to be removed over the area where the bulbs are because they won't be able to push up. That's the exact purpose. If there's something underground that you don't want to grow, so in that area, remove the weed barrier and then put out whatever mulch back over the area, and it should be just fine.
Anything else we should be doing with the lawn or?
Lawns, I would hope that you would have already fertilized and make sure that you get those leaves off because we were talking about that too. A lot of them have blown in, and if there's a thick layer of leaves, the grass can be suffocated.
People are getting tired of raking, I think.
I know, and the wind was bizarre on Saturday.
Yes, it really was. All right, we're out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Linda will talk to you off the air, and we'll see you next week.
Very good.
We'll be right back with the final check of your forecast.